For Paul, I think he'd agree. I think it was love at first sight. For me, I just thought he was a nice chap. We met at a christening. Anyway, we got together after that. Well, Paul was diagnosed with Alzheimer's back in 2016, and we went travelling everywhere. We just did everything that we could. Enjoyed life, just went out, had lots of time with friends and family, and it was great. And then one night he said, right, I have to go now. And I said, well, where are you going? And he said, I've got to go home to my wife and kids. And I said, no, sweetheart, I'm your wife. And I think it's the first time we actually nearly fell out because he just was so adamant I wasn't. So it deteriorated. It was over 8 weeks. We literally got to the point that from immediately after breakfast, he wanted to leave. And towards the end, he was probably up, I don't know, most of the night. We were getting about 2 to 3 hours sleep, I would say. Obviously I was exhausted, I was scared, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to help him because he'd wake up in the morning and I was just this woman who he worked for, and he wanted to get away and he wanted to get home. And that would carry on all day, all evening, getting more and more distressed. I've never seen anybody so frightened in my life. But it was really tough to see someone you love in such a state. I always assumed that he would continue to need me, and we built a conservatory at the back so we'd have somewhere to sit. I had plans to make the downstairs loo a wet room, and he was going to stay at home and I was going to look after him. And I couldn't do it. I know I shouldn't feel guilty. Categorically, I know that. But it doesn't stop. It never stops. But you know, there comes a time when, well, to put it bluntly, you have to get your big girl's knickers on, don't you? And I had to do what was right for Paul. And obviously it had to be right for me as well, because I have to stay healthy to look after him in whichever way it was becoming right for him. So we could have whatever is left of our life together, to have as good a life and as meaningful a life and as full of fun as we could have for as long as we could have. Because for Paul it was no longer fun, and for me it was just hell. So we started to look where Paul could actually go. Immediately the best response and reaction was from here at Beachville, and within a matter of less than a week Paul was assessed and he was in. Well, the day he came in, the staff were amazing. I mean, he was so distraught. I mean, like, it was off the scale. I was just a mess. I was an absolute hot mess. And 4 staff came out to look after me. And I'm thinking, oh bless, you know, Paul's the one coming in and like they're having to come and sort me out. But from that day, you know, I mean, the staff have been amazing with both Paul and myself. They really have. Every day's different, but some days come in and he's just like full of laughter and like joking, and you know, and then other days he's quiet, he's having a little sleep. But yeah, I have to say that he's so much happier. Some of the staff had him out and he did a little bit of gardening and having a laugh and like just throwing a wet cloth at somebody, you know, and just having fun. Then I got a message to say that they were doing some music therapy, group music therapy. And of course, like, Paul has sung all his life. He loves it. One day he chose a song, and it was one from he'd chosen it to be played at our wedding. And she said he went off down the corridor and he was singing and whistling, and noticed that he'd stopped whistling, you know, and he'd whistled from the minute he woke up till he went to bed all his life. So the fact that the music therapy, you could see that he was calming down, he was in a happier place. That old spirits and that laughter is still there for him, and I think we can enjoy that because we've got help, you know. He gets up through the night, he's having tea and toast at 3 o'clock in the morning and a good old chat with the staff, and, you know, obviously I couldn't do that. I mean, I couldn't function. I can't thank them enough, and I can't say enough good things about them, because they've not just looked after Paul, you know, they've tried to look after me. You'll recognise him.
And
That's you.
that's me.
Yeah. That's
I
you.
didn't notice my big nose seems to have gone.
Bigger, Pinocchio. And who's that?
Well, my mum.
That's your mum.
My
That's
mum
right.
indeed.
Yeah, that's your mum. Lovely little Doris. Oh, this is recently. This was at Christmas and we went out with Richard.
Right?
Yeah, you spotted Father Christmas and decided to have your photograph taken. We all need to feel like we have a purpose in life, that we're needed, and have all those sorts of emotions and feelings. And if he can continue to feel like that he has a purpose, it might just be doing a bit of gardening, sweeping up the leaves, but at the end of the day, it makes him feel good. And that, I think, is so, so important in life for everybody, you know, whether you're in a care home or not. And look at this little chap, that's your great-grandson. That's Noah. They're going to come in the summer.
He's all going to come
They're going to come in the summer, yeah? For what we have, and for his illness and everything, the quality of life now is just 100% better. He's laughing, he's happy. God, I'm getting some sleep. I also know it was the right decision, absolutely. We can move forward and enjoy our time together.